Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Sonny Winters, and I'm back with another edition of On the Run with Son. We talk about survival, guns, outdoors, you know what I'm saying, just getting home safe. Today, I'm talking to you, it's a pretty sad story, you know what I'm saying? Starting off in the Carolinas, winding up in Mexico, if you haven't heard. A few days ago, you know, four people from the Carolinas went down to Mexico for a medical procedure. A young lady, 3 male friends. As they crossed in, they drove from the Carolinas to Texas, Brownsville, Texas. I know that route well. I got a story for you about my experience in Mexico, and it was a shaky experience as well. They get into Mexico, and as soon as they crossed the border, they were abducted. Shots went off. Car crashed into their car. Shots went off. The 4 was abducted. This was on a Friday. You know, everything went down, hit the international news. Let that truck go by. Hit the international news waves. Everybody got on it. The Mexican government, American government, you know, the internet was bubbling. Sad story, right? Mother of 6. I'm gonna leave the names out for now. I took a second to kind of do this one, because when it first happened, I wanted to kind of jump on it, because I had my own 2 cents, which is, you know, it's only worth that, just 2 cents. But I did have some survivor, I didn't want to say some survivor tips. I wanted to add some things that I do when I travel. But I wanted to wait for it to unfold, because I didn't want to be insensitive or come off as insensitive, because that's not my intent, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, using everything as a teachable moment, you know what I'm saying? So, coming to pass that 2 of them were found unalive, you know what I'm saying? And 2 are now in the hospital. One, the brother, got 3 shots to the leg. I'm not sure about sis, but bro took 3 shots, 2 to the leg, 1 somewhere else. You know, as per the authorities, as per my, you know, my own findings. So that's what we have. That's the final play. They came back. I think they were found in a wooden house. They said that they moved them around a couple of times. The news and the media and the authorities are all saying that you know, it was a cartel thing. Might as well been. Seems pretty well played out, if you ask me. Car crashes into another car. We're gonna break it down in a second though. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there that this is where I get my findings from. It's just, you know, a lot of readings, and I wanted to kind of sit back on that, right? So it's nothing but love to them. So let's unpack it now. They started off by going to Texas and then into Mexico for a medical procedure. Sound like sis was going. Sound like she had a pretty decent plan. The dudes that, you know, you can't really judge a book by its cover, but the brothers that she was going with, they, you know, none of them, even her, none of them look like no lames, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure she got her homeboys that she grew up with. So, yo, listen, call me to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I'll drive. Y'all just hold me down. Not a bad plan. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking uphill. As y'all know, I'm walking my dog. You hit that subscribe button, man. I don't really like the solicitation. I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, to drop off my 2 cents. I'm walking uphill with a dog, so fast dog at that, so bear with me. So I really ain't mad at the plan. That part of the plan was solid as far as ensuring her safety, you know what I'm saying, her mind, her calculations, because y'all know me. I always say survival is about calculating the risk, taking calculated risks. At times you're gonna have to take risks. When there's no risk, there's no reward. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now you weigh out your risk and your rewards. and you're gonna get, you on the go, you ready to go travel to Mexico over the border. I just want to paint the picture here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm insert my Mexico story here, right? So we're looking at like 2003. I started driving trucks around 2003. I was in training with a company. They partnered me up with a dude. I'm gonna call him Big Man for the sake of this story. It's because of how this story go. My guy, right? I don't know, hope he's alive and well when he see this. You know what I'm saying? Hope this video finds him in good spirits and all that. They put me and Big Man together. Big Man was a little older than me. You know what I'm saying? He was an OG on the road. He was an OG in life. He was from Newark. You know what I'm saying? From Brooklyn. Newark and Brooklyn, hell of a combination. Hell of a combination, right? So now we on the road, we doing what we do. We like two wild cowboys traveling across the country. He likes that. He had a thing for turning up when he get to certain cities. You know what I'm saying? Get to Houston, we get to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? He want to hit certain spots. We get to St. Louis, he want to hit certain spots. You know what I'm saying? So this particular trip, we wound up going to New Mexico, Albuquerque. Right outside of Albuquerque, it's like a trucker's, I don't know, like a casino. Not Atlantic City, just one casino. And me, my big mouth, talking all the shit I always talk, got to scrapping with security and got kicked out. Like kicked out. Like my name is in the black book type joint. Made a scene in there. Yo, call your man and call your man's man, because I'm not leaving. And he seen me turning up and I was dead wrong. So it was at the crap table. I didn't understand the game too well. I was just talking hella shit. We got kicked up out of there. Pretty much not because of my mouth, but because they cleaned me out. They took my damn money. Like I said, I was in training, so, you know, once I lost my bread, I started talking. You know what I'm saying? He was winning some bread, but that's my man. We both got kicked out. So I'm out the casino. I ain't got no funds in my pocket. Our next stop is Texas. Heading to Texas, he's like, yo, son, look. They got New Laredo and they got Laredo. To give y'all an idea, this is like not too far. I think this is still on the Rio Grande River, because the Rio Grande River, separates a lot in that region right there. So I don't think it's that far from Brownsville, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, we was coming from Albuquerque, so we was coming from north of there. I pretty much want to give you an idea of that, right? How we pulled up onto the spot. So as we going, he's like, yo, son, we're gonna go to New Laredo. We're gonna go to New Laredo and Laredo, Texas, and New Laredo's right there, and we're gonna make it happen. I said, son, you can do you. So I'm good. I ain't got no money. Whatever. We touched down. I'm just gonna sleep this off. You know what I'm saying? Before we know it, we be out of here. He said, I'm gonna go do me. I said, all right, cool. He go do him. Get in a situation with some girls. I don't know. I think he wound up getting like 2 dates. One of the dates, I guess he ain't like the performance, so to speak, or he ain't like the way the date went. So he decided he wasn't gonna pay her. So now I get a knock on the truck. Doom, 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 doom. I'm like, oh, I jump up. I don't know if this dude was police, if he was the intermediary guy. I don't know if this is all part of the skim scam they do, but the dude was like, yo, you gotta come with me. Your boy, he's with the police here, federales. I'm like, what? All right, boom. They telling me bring money to get him out. I ain't got no money to get him out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna do the best I can with these translations, you know. Un poquito español, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make it happen. Get there. There's a big negotiation. No different than situations I've been in here in the States, because I remember a situation with Dead Prez, their last tour stop in Miami. My brother was trying to get back some music and got washed up by the police. And DPs was going out of the country the next day. And we all was in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? He was managing them at the time. And we was in the parking lot. We really had to negotiate for my brother's freedom with the police, because they knew he was wrong. And this is Miami police, by the way. This is Miami police. They knew they was wrong. And he had a warrant somewhere, and they was trying to use that to say, if we let you go, you don't press charges kind of thing. Mexico wasn't on that type of time. Mexico wanted dinero. You know what I'm saying? You know, the other side over there is a lot like Tijuana, but a little worse. Tijuana's a little more travel. So Tijuana have a little more, I don't want to say amenities, but it's a little more going on, a little more progression. It's a bigger border crossing. So that Brownsville, Rio Grande side, that's traffic inside, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got your gas before you, pull out and pull in, because, you're going to need that. It's shady. It's women, it's vagrants, it's pharmacies, liquor, all the stuff people want to come into the country to get right away and go back. Cocaine, you get whatever on the other side of that border. It definitely ain't Tulum. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to the other side of that border right there thinking it's Tulum. Don't go over there thinking it's Acapulco or you going on. No. They say you leaving Brownsville, Texas, or you get to the other side, you might as well be in Brownsville, Brooklyn, because it's real. So I just want to paint that picture so that we can get into the rest of what we got to get into to kind of pack this thing the way we need to pack. Okay, so now the picture is painted, right? So they get to the other side. Sounds to like within the different stories and articles that I read, that communication started to fail in the different sketchy areas, right? It definitely helps in many ways as to get a cell phone prior to leaving, right? These day and ages, you can do it online. You can order a Digicel, right? If Digicel isn't in Mexico or wherever you're going, you can look online and see what the local phone is and if it takes a SIM card. It's key if it takes a SIM card. A lot of times with SIM cards, you can just switch them out to the different areas that you're at. Depending, you know what I'm saying? But it does work out like that. A lot of times, a lot of Androids and different stuff like that work overseas. Do this type of homework, right? They also, communication failed, and it seemed as if they were actually struggling to find where they were going, maybe lost their step, right? Gotta map these things out. It helps to have a GPS. They sell international GPSs. You know what I'm saying? We can't be going out of the country for these international surgeries. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Can't go out of the country with these international. I'm not talking bad about nobody, but you can't go out of the country to do these international surgeries and not do international shit that come with it, right? And you may not know. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with not knowing, but do the due diligence, do the research, because communication and mapping, that's like the first steps of logistics when you're making these travels, man. I wouldn't care if I was going to California. I wouldn't care if you was going to Connecticut for the weekend. Like, first thing you do is communications. Do they got Wi-Fi? Is it towers? Is it in the boonies? Do I need some wild coverage like Verizon or somebody that got, you know what I'm saying, all this extra coverage in the woods? You know what I'm saying? Do this type of homework. Do this type of homework. A couple of years ago, my dad had said he wanted me to ride a bike with him to Alaska, cross country to Alaska, right? Y'all see where I get it from. Across country to Alaska. First thing I said was, how we gonna get through Canada? I can't go to Alaska without no hammer. I need a bear gun, but I take the 4 nickel with me, you know what I'm saying? But so these are the first things you wanna do. Not saying they didn't do it. I'm just going by the reports that was laid out before me, right? They get there, car smashes into them, gunfire erupts. From my knowledge of being there, from my knowledge of crossing the border, and from the findings that I have, I don't think they have firearms on them. I doubt they have firearms on them. You know what I'm saying? I hope they did. Maybe that's how 2 got away. I don't know. But from that crash alone, and the way that setup goes, that don't sound like the average Mexican hooligan. You feel me? That sound like it might be a little more well orchestrated. How they seen them there so fast, maybe they was lost. You know what I'm saying? Even the times we lost, it's hard not to look lost. Making too many U-turns and stuff like that might be that telltale thing. Asking questions, we don't know. I don't know, at least, I'm just giving out some information so for the next person that goes could think what to think ahead. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to do these things because it's, I think I said in a past video that you don't want to make decisions. Thank you. You don't want to make decisions in a time of despair, because usually you make crazy decisions in those times. You feel me? So proper preparation prevents poor performance. I know that's some shit that our grandparents used to tell us, but it's real. It's real. Also, it sounds like it was a lapse in communication in their situation. Let me not speak on their situation. Let me talk from the half full, right? Make sure that when you go to these places, there is no lapse in communication, you know what I'm saying, with whoever you're going to see. Make sure you can verify who you're going to see. Make sure you can contact and have discussions with, right? It doesn't hurt to even see, but I guess that might be, I don't know if that's taking it too far. I don't say it doesn't even hurt to have an attorney someplace, right? So I got an attorney overseas. Not gonna say where. He helps me out a lot. I had did something one time, and you know, I needed an attorney, got an attorney, and from there we had a relationship. So when I, you know, did further business in that country, you know, he was always there. You ever have random questions about doing business in other countries and how to get paperwork legalized to do business in other countries and stuff like that? It was helpful. I'm not gonna say, yo, go get an attorney just to go have a procedure. So I would be definitely dragging it. I'll definitely be reaching with that one. You know what I'm saying? But find some type of intermediary. You know, maybe they got like, it sounds crazy, but maybe they got like a Mexican Better Business Bureau. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Maybe they got some type of intermediary that can maybe help facilitate that transition and that link up a little more safe, right? I don't know what the situation was with this situation. And this probably, Mexico is probably one of the few places, probably the only place that we can drive to internationally. So I'm not gonna speak on the driving in factor because that's convenient and we got it like that, you know what I'm saying? Driving through Texas is driving through Mexico. But that's a story for another day, you know what I'm saying? Prior to the Louisiana Purchase and all that. So then, you know, they move them around. The way they move them around as well, you gotta keep your head on the swivel out here. I'll be in desolate areas where be some shady cats. I don't wanna have to have nobody witness nothing on this recording, huh? Actually, I do wanna have to. I'm glad to have y'all here for this recording, actually. But the way they moved them around from house to house was another sign that was indicative of cartel behavior, because they actually had their plans and their logistics out to move them from house to house as to confuse them. You know, when you're in another place, especially places like that, there is no landmarks. I can say, yo, look out for this or look out for that point of interest to, you know, for help. Sometimes you can leave a breadcrumb trail. Kidnapping is a whole other thing. You know, I'm talking about prevention. What could be prevented? A lot of times when I go out of the country, I leave copies of my passport. You know what I'm saying? I leave copies of my passport. I don't really make big announcements that I'm leaving the country prior. Yo, I'm going to such and such, the countdown is on. I'm not on that. I don't really care if nobody don't know I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I done snuck into a country or two in my life. So, you know, I don't really care if you don't know I'm there or not. But it's also for safety. It's also for safety. For your home that you're leaving, and for the people that might be at you for the place where you're going. I came and walked on a quiet route today just so that I could do this. And it seems like every school bus and truck wants to come this way. But it's all good. I just wanted to kind of drop a video on some international travels, safety tips, the cell phone, leave a copy of those passports with a loved one. You know what I'm saying? Contact the hotels and be in contact with them, but you still don't want to be too heads uppy, because sometimes people be in on stuff. And you just got to know where you're going. Know where you're going. If you're not going to the resort in Jamaica somewhere and you're making one of these trips, be extra vigilant. I mean, all the pepper spray and knives in the world wouldn't be able to help this. A tracking system would be able to help multiple ways, because with a tracking system, you know, you might not get as lost. Like I said, I'm not speaking on their situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound insensitive or comparing this to something that these people went through. It's not the type of time I'm on. So, but I want to definitely give out plans and resources that people can look into, because people leaving the country to get these procedures done, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna stop. You feel me? They're not gonna stop. So I just rather see everybody be safe. Like I said, man, I want y'all to stay dangerous and be safe out here. People, oh, why you gotta stay dangerous? One way you gonna be safe is if you stay dangerous, you heard? It's really the only way you're gonna be safe is if you stay dangerous. It's wicked out here. It's wicked. What's crazy too is that the news and the media outlets is trying to say that, you know, the Mexican cartel mistake them for Haitian drug smugglers. What the Haitians got to do with it? I don't get it. How they even throw the Haitians up in there? I tell you, boy, can't win. We can't win.